Hi again, everyone. What we're going to kind of flip through in this next example is just to kind of highlight some of the ways that you can comment things in Java. So we'll take care of that now by creating a new project, and we'll call this one comments. Finish. Alright, so we'll just take a look at the source code that is given us so far. So we see a basic type multi-line comment that you see here. So it's just /*, then it closes with a //. That's a standard comment. It's used in PHP, it's used in C, C++, it's used in Java, it's used in a bunch of other languages as well. That just lets you kind of block out a whole. It's called a block comment. It lets you block out a whole section of either code or to put in something that's going to take more than a line or two to put in place. There's one other type of comment that you see quite often too. That's this one down here. This is an inline comment. So that's just a //. That lets you put little comments either at the end of some of your code or just things that kind of remind you kind of where your mindset is. Now, there's one other new type of comment that was actually introduced, I think, in Java, and that is this one here, the /** one. That is a documentation comment. And what that means is that you can put a special type of comment in here that when you run a Java doc compile, it'll kind of take all this and turn it into a almost like a user manual for your application. So it does that by using things like this here. So you see how you have that @author? Well, that @author will attribute in after you run the Java doc compile command. That @author will assign whatever's after that to the author's name. Down here you see the @paran. That actually ties in with the args. You can kind of see the double highlight going on, and then it lets you describe what arguments you're able to use. It's a really good habit to use these when you're writing your methods. We'll get into methods now in the next little while. But it lets you document your methods as you go, and it makes documenting any of the code you're doing a whole lot easier when it comes to producing some final kind of sign-off material when the time comes. So in this particular case, what we're going to do is we're going to just write a very simple thing to say that comment, just to explain what a comment is. So I'm going to do it the same way I've done it in the last couple of videos. System.out. Println. Alright, and we're going to say a comment is a so all that our thing's going to say is that a comment is a non-executable piece of code used to help people read your code. Whether that people includes you or not is another story. But I couldn't think of anything creative to say, so that's what I typed. Again, I set this to be the default or main package, so I can just press this run here to see it in action. And whammo, there it is. There's my output. Now, another thing we're able to do here, and what's my best way of doing this? I'm going to create another project right quick, and this one I'm going to call comment dialog. You'll see why in a second. Now, in this particular case, my comment dialog, the only difference should be that one line there. So I'm just going to do that for right now. When I run it, you'll notice my answer should be the exact same as the last time. And you're going to go, well, why did you make this in the first place? Well, what I want to do is I want to just show you that we can actually change this a little bit. So if instead of doing this as a system out, which does something to the console, I can also do a JOptionPane dot where am I? Show message dialog. There we go. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be a little bit lazy. Oops. I'm just going to copy and paste this line into here. Now, I'm hoping I did this right. We'll find out pretty quick. Now, I've added this JOptionPane, which means I don't need this line anymore, so I'm just going to comment that line out. Now, what I do see is that I'm getting this error, and it's saying that, well, you're trying to include this. What do you want to do? So I'm going to hit the Alt, Enter, and again, and one more time. It's not playing nice, so I actually do know what I have to do. So what I do is up here, anytime before we get to our public class, we import javax dot swing dot dot there we go, JOptionPane. Again, remember you finish with your semicolon, and let's see what I got done wrong here. Show message dialog. Oh, I'm probably supposed to put in one thing here first. Okay, well, let's just see what error it's going to give me. One or more errors happened. Try to run anyway, and it cannot run because it didn't like something. This is definitely what it didn't like. Unclosed string literal. Double quote at the end. That'll do it. Which means I don't think I needed that there. Oh, maybe I did. Alright, let's see if that makes a difference. There we go. Now, notice the difference that that occurred. That instead of having my output occur down here, my output actually occurred up in this particular spot in my dialog box. When I say OK, everything else finishes. Now, the interesting part of this is I can actually run this thing twice. So you see, first it prints out, then it goes to the dialog box, and I can do some other nifty stuff with it as well, just to give you an idea of the order in which things happen. Oopsie. Undo. There we go. Alright, so now I do the same thing again. Now, you notice that my message dialog came up first. There's no text down here. When I say OK, my text will appear down there. So whatever order this stuff is being read in. That's kind of the point I was trying to show, is the order that this stuff happens. So that kind of quickly goes through how to do either a dialogue or to add some comments, etc. So that kind of clues up what I want to go through with this video. I don't want to make it any longer than it is right now. So I think I'll stop there. I'll have one more little one I'm going to do up for you now in a second, just to go through some basic error troubleshooting. Alright, talk to you again very soon.